So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you were just doing all the things? Like you are posting on social 3 to 5 times a day. You're showing up in stories and reels. You're in all these groups posting, doing the most. You're even running ads, and you're still wondering, where are the leads? Well, listen, you're not alone, and you're definitely not doing anything wrong. But the truth of the matter is this, that most of us have been taught to hustle harder, grind, hustle and grind, do more, do more, do more, instead of getting strategic about how we show up and how we serve. So you see, the problem isn't you, it's the system. So today we're tossing out all those scattered strategies and building something that actually works based on how people connect, how they build trust, and how they buy in the online space today.
Podcast Launchpad, where the dreams take flight. Entrepreneurial spirit, out of sight, out of mind. Every episode, knowledge taking flight. Getting organized, keep the hustle tight. All dreamers got the wisdom, breaking it down. Clarity and chaos, wearing that crown.
I'm Aldreama Harper, I'm a podcast launch strategist and host of the Organizepreneur Podcast Launchpad. So today I'm going to be sharing my exact method that I use, and I also teach my clients to attract the right people in their businesses without chasing and being stuck on the content hamster wheel and burning out. And so I'm talking about what I call the launch, host, and grow method. Launch, host, and grow method. And it's going to change the way you think about lead generation. And here's the deal. Here's the thing. I've actually been doing this for years, and I didn't have a name for it. And I never connected all three. So that's what we're going to get into today. So what we're going to cover are what are the three biggest lead generation mistakes. We're going to dive into the methodology that I just shared. And if you have any questions, you can submit your questions below this video. So first, we're going to talk about the three biggest lead generation mistakes. Let's break it down. So most entrepreneurs make these three mistakes. Number one, confusing visibility with connection. Let me tell you, just because people see your posts, it doesn't mean that they're ready to buy. I mean, visibility is that's great, but without the trust, it's just noise. It's just noise. So people, they may even see your stuff and, hit the like button. That doesn't mean that they trust you. That just means that they hit the like button. I mean, like, what does that even mean anymore? Anyway, I digress. Mistake number two, relying on social media alone. We should know by now, if we've been in these internet streets, that algorithms change, platforms glitch, shut down, and you don't own it. You don't own the followers. You don't own the platform. And if social media is your only pipeline, you're building your business on borrowed land. And it's not sustainable. Mistake number three, not having a system to guide people from stranger to subscriber to spender. Random reels and pretty posts and all that is not sustainable, like I said. It's not a sustainable business. And so you don't want to depend on one pipeline, but you don't want to be all over the place. You just need to be strategic. And you need to have a clear pathway for people to follow, one that's simple, repeatable, and aligned with how you love to work. It's your business. Okay? And that's where the launch, host, and grow method comes in. So we're going to dive in to the method now. Step 1, launch. Let's talk about podcasting, because that's when I say launch, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about launching a podcast. And I know what you might be thinking, because I get these questions all the time. Is it still worth it to launch a podcast? Is the market saturated? Everybody's launching a podcast. Do I really need to launch a podcast? This is just something to do. Wow, wow, wow. Let me tell you. You want to know my answer? It's not just a trend. It's here, right? And it's a way to build relationships. Like, people will listen to your podcast if you're providing value or content that's valuable to them. People will listen to your podcast 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I've seen here on, different platforms where 3 hours people will sit there and listen to a podcast, depending on the genre, of course, right? And depending on it, if it appeals to them, right? A podcast episode gives you more of your dream clients, unlike a simple reel or a 15-second reel. And I'm not saying that doesn't work, okay? That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, if you're on this hamster wheel, this content hamster wheel, then, and you're all over the place, it's just not a strategy. You need a strategy. Okay? You need to have a strategy like podcasting. And listen, those of you who may be listening or watching this right now, you may totally disagree. That's okay. Do you? But I'm saying, for me, podcasting works. Okay? So it gives your dream client, or your potential dream client, 10, 20, sometimes 30 minutes to hear your voice, your story, your solutions. It's actually like having a coffee chat, but a scalable coffee chat. Plus, here's the thing. You launch a podcast, you can repurpose those episodes into emails, social media posts, workshops, you name it. So why not? Like I said, it's not going away. And here's the best part. You don't even need a big audience to get big results. You just need to show up with value and consistency in a way that aligns with how you can serve others. Okay? And again, there is more to that than just this. I'm just giving you a little bit of how you can just simplify this whole thing and have a simple strategy. Step 2, host virtual events. But you got to host events that convert, okay? And that doesn't mean that you have to have this huge summit, a whole bunch of heavy production. Something that connects and converts. Something that is immersive, that gives your potential client a way to connect with you, right? And it could be a workshop, a 5-day challenge, a 3-day challenge, a mini class, a co-hosted Q&A session. This is how they experience you in real time. And that, my friend, is what builds trust really fast. And it gives them a reason to want to take the next step. So you can offer, free resources, or share a lead magnet, or invite them to book a call. The point is, this is how you warm up your audience and create some momentum in your business without needing 10,000 followers, a million downloads, whatever the internet world is telling you to do. You can actually do it without all of that. It's about, let me say it this way. So it's more about quality than quantity. So if you're looking at it and you're looking, well, I don't have 10,000 followers. I don't have a million downloads. I don't have, just stop it, okay? Because you don't need that, okay? All right. Step 3, grow. Grow. Grow your email list. Okay? I know some people feel like it's old school compared to social media, but the email list is yours. You own it. It's your asset. Okay? And you're not competing with algorithms, right? So the best thing of all is that you build real relationships. So here's what I recommend. I recommend that you create a super valuable lead magnet. If you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's just something that gives, that you can give them in exchange for their email, right? And it could be a PDF, it could be, a private audio series or a course or something like that. Just make sure it's valuable, okay? And so when you do that in exchange for their email list, in exchange for their email, then you just want to show up consistently with value. That's how it works. You send them emails. Once they subscribe, you send them emails. And so that's the one system that can actually turn a new subscriber into a paying client. So let's put this all together. So launch a podcast that brings people in and builds trust. Okay? Launch a podcast. Number 2, host simple events that deepen the connection. And number 3, grow your email list so that you can continue to nurture the audience and making aligned offers while you're nurturing that audience. I have a few clients, but I have a couple of clients that I ask, so do you have an email list? Yeah, I have an email list. Are you sending them emails? Well, no. You're missing a very key component. And so if you have your podcast, you do a virtual event, you grow your email list. It's a very simple system that can be automated. And when you build these pieces, you create a lead generation system that works together like a well-oiled machine. You don't have to work harder, just work smarter. And this is what I help my clients to do. And I want to help you do it too. So if you're thinking, this is what I need. I need something simple. Book a session, a power hour session. Okay? Because I gave you the play. Okay? But if you are thinking, well, you know what, I could use some help with that, then get on a power hour strategy session so that you can get clear on what to do next. Maybe you still have questions and you're thinking, I need someone to help me map out these steps, or I need someone to help me pull all this together. Well, that's what the power hour call is for. Okay? It's a focused 90-minute one-on-one strategy session where we go deeper on whatever you're stuck on. Because you may not be stuck on the podcasting piece. You may be stuck on the email piece. Okay? So whether it's your podcast or your lead magnet or your workflow or just the big picture, we can tackle it together. Because you'll walk away with real-time clarity on what to do next. You'll also get a recording of the Power Hour session so that you can review it and reference it at any time. It's no fluff. It's not a sales call. It's hands-on support. So, click the link. It'll be in the show notes. Book your Power Hour session with me, and let's build a plan that you feel good about. Thank you for joining me today on the Organizedpreneur Podcast Launchpad. And if you love this episode, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. All right. Hope to see you on the other side. Have a great day.
Every episode, knowledge taking flight.